Converting at the foul line, got a couple stops. Demery, huge shot. Jabri, huge shot. Thought we played with confidence when the game got close a couple times. I liked our offensive level again of confidence, especially when we were struggling to put together some stops there. Arkansas just kept coming. I thought Mark down the stretch was really good, with hitting shots and also getting to the rim and drawing fouls.
Justin talked about that confidence, winning 10 straight, first time since the 40s that's happened here. In what ways do you see that confidence coming out?
Shots going in, shot selection. I told our guys after the we didn't really flinch in this. It's fifth or sixth game like that where games can go the other way if your body language is a little bit different. You got guys looking at each other like, oh my goodness, maybe we're not supposed to win this one, and who's going to step up and hit a shot for us? But this team been pretty good in that regard. I don't know where we finish, how good this team will ultimately be, but we're getting better. Arkansas obviously is a really good program, and it's a really good win for us. And I like not the way we're always executing. Don't always love our shot selection, but I like our level of confidence right now. You need that in our league against the best. It's the best defensive league in college basketball.
Coach, there were a lot of fouls called in that second half tonight. How are you able to overcome that and kind of develop a rhythm when the game gets stopped so often?
It's just part of the game, There's going to be other games like that as well. You just got to respond and move on, move on to the next play, whether it's offensively or defensively. And you got to adjust to officials too. If it's a foul, it's a foul. Get your hands off. We've got to do a better job of that. Both teams fouled a little bit too much in the second half, of course, but it'll happen again. It's part of the game.
What does it say for you guys that Jabri doesn't have his normal shooting night, and that, like you said, you guys never trailed and found ways to still score?
Boy, we're pretty balanced. I think we had another 40 off the bench. Our bench has been great with production, not only offensively but defensively. And it's another good point I should have mentioned earlier with Jabri in terms of our team's level of offensive resolve, right? He goes one of something, whatever he went. 1 of 8, 1 of 6 from 3, and that one he made, well, that was a huge shot. That was a loud shot. His confidence never wavers, and he's one of the best shooters in the league, and we needed that one to go down.
I was going to ask you about him in your backcourt in general. I didn't know how to classify him.
Right. Yeah.
Necessarily, but
Plays everywhere. Right.
He's a plus 16.
Yeah.
Despite that, so what was he doing right? Why can he play more minutes than anybody? Why were you keeping him out there?
Yeah, just he definitely played with presence defensively and on the glass. Even on the offensive glass, the numbers won't show it, but he got his hands on basketballs. He's very vocal. I thought he played well outside of the way, obviously, that he shot it, but he took good ones, and as a staff, you sit there and tell yourself the law of averages will kick in, and eventually 1 or 2 are going to go for him because he's such a good shooter, and obviously the one did that helped us win the game.
25 points off of turnovers. Just how did you see y'all's defense set yourselves up on the other?
Did a good job of tracing the basketball and getting tips, collapsing at times on some of their post passes and post drives. Thought our guys played really, really hard. I thought both teams did, and we needed every one of those turnovers. I thought they did a really good job. In fact, on a couple of turnovers where we had numbers and didn't get anything out of it, just a hard played game by both teams.
Another big game for Justin. Just how have you seen him make the most of that role off the bench?
Yeah, he's a starter. He's one of our best players. Him and Jabri got to be in a conversation for 2 of the most improved players in our league. Justin's playing with a high level of confidence, of course. He was terrific tonight.
We've seen home court advantage play such a big factor early in SEC play. Tennessee beat Ole Miss big last week, loses to Mississippi State on the road today. Ole Miss beats Florida big at home today. How huge is it that you're getting Tennessee at home this early in the season, having a ranked team
getting any team in our league at home is better. You know, when you travel in this league, you hold your breath, you know, and you hope to be competitive these days in this league. So we're really fortunate, of course. The other day, played really well. We wish they were all in the Steg, especially the way they showed up tonight for the late tip at 9 o'clock, especially our student section. We're really appreciative.
What are you looking for just in these next few practices, getting ready for that game against Tennessee?
You know, it seems like we tip it up here in a few hours, right? Noon on Saturday. By the time I'm done with my pizza, it's going to be 12:30 a.m. There's not a lot we can do physically tomorrow, especially with some of these guys. But, you know, we'll start the mental preparation, get after them there on Friday, and then wake up and tip it up on Saturday.
We won't get you before, but what's the first thing that springs to your mind when you think of Tennessee and Rick Barnes?
Great AD. No, the utmost respect for what they've accomplished since he's gotten there. They're going to be extremely prepared and disciplined and tough mentally and physically. I think this current Tennessee team is just like a few that he's had that has a chance to go to a Final Four. I really do. I think this Tennessee team is really, really good, and we'll have to play our best game of the year to have a chance down the stretch.
Any questions for Mike? What would you say, I guess it's, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's known kind of when you lose, you learn from losses, right? But you guys haven't lost in 10 games.
Yeah.
What would you say you learned about your team over the 10-game win streak?
We've learned a lot throughout the wins. You know, our roles have been defined a little bit over time, especially with 9 new guys. I've learned that this group's resilient, that this group is going to come again tomorrow ready to work and prepare. This group's really competitive. They like each other. This group has an ability to coach each other as well and hold each other accountable to a pretty high standard, needs to continue to improve. But we'll learn from this win as well. Like, we'll watch, and I'm sure every team in our league's doing it, but we'll watch some Arkansas stuff tomorrow before we even start talking about Tennessee. This time of year, without a day off in between, we'll consolidate it a little bit more than, you know, when you've got a week to prepare for some of these non-conference games. But there's things to learn from wins and losses for sure.